assume you're working full time now.
Yeah.
How long have you been doing game development full time, and what was the I guess what were you, if you want to talk about some of the work that you were doing beforehand, and then what was it that enabled you to be able to transition into start working full time, or maybe it wasn't something that enabled you to, maybe you just decided that now was the time.
Yeah, that's we just started out this year full time.
Okay.
So
Oh, okay.
it's still
Well,
pretty new.
congrats.
Yeah, thanks. But I also think we took a relatively safe route in a way. And I mean, I see some people that say, okay, yeah, I just quit my job and now I'm spending my life savings to do game dev for 3 years. And that's
Ooh.
a big thing to do,
Hmm.
especially if you don't have at least a few releases on your back and the experience. And then if you go, like, if you want to do a 3 year game, chances are it will take five or longer. So
Right.
that's already sort of.
Yeah.
But in any case, so I studied IT and finished in
Okay.
2014. And then I went to work in IT, and I always had good jobs, and where like my employers placed a lot of trust in me, and yeah, helped me like develop. I had a I would say for IT I had a really good time, but still, I mean, it's something different than game dev. It's pretty soulless
Hmm.
in a way. It's not a. I mean, you can. I wanted to say it's not a creative work, but you can also
Mm,
be creative in certain aspects. Like you're
right.
still try to find answers to difficult problems, and that's
Hmm.
a creative task in a way. But I always made games on the side, and I also like when I took we started to enter game jams, and then I took my vacation to like do the game jams and spend time there. So it was always like the dominating hobby, at least for my time, apart from
Hmm.
playing games. I'm sure I played more games than I worked on on games back then. This
Yeah.
sadly changed.
uh,
But then, yeah, we started to do all these game jams, and that really helped us transitioning from starting way too big projects that are overscoped and will never see see an end to something. Okay, yeah, where we understood. Okay, we can finish this. That's a path to actually finishing it. And this led us
Nice.
eventually to our 10th Ludum Dare entry, which was Dome Romantic, called back then. And this got the attention from Raw Fury, a Swedish publisher
mm,
who wanted to publish it. And together with the publishing came the funding. And we immediately kind of signed that. And yeah,
wow.
that's the story since then. And this was so crazy because it meant it meant it was going from just a hobby we did in our spare time to the best situation you can imagine as an indie dev. Like
Yeah.
being comfortably funded, working with full creative control on your game, which stays your IP, which you have revenue share in, um, with a trusting partner that doesn't kind of throw you out if you miss a milestone or something like that. Like that was that
Wow.
was an
Wow.
insane, yeah, life changing